You're listening to Lather Talk with your hosts John Shea and Gerard Gustillo.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to a new episode of Lather Talk. First up, the Lather Talk Awards are just around the corner. Who's going to receive the prestigious Hagi Awards? Well, this year we're bringing the listeners in on the whole process. Guys, head over to the Lather Talk Discord and you can submit your nominations in the following categories: Best Razor, Best Brush Maker, Best Brush Knot, Best Scent, Best Shaving Accessory, and Best New Artisan. After a week or two, I'll be rounding up these nominations and putting together an official Google form ballot where everyone can vote on their favorites. This marks the second Lather Talk Awards, and we can't wait to hear back from you guys. Now, looking ahead at this episode, Gerard and I share some of our Thanksgiving traditions, what our plans were this past Thanksgiving. We also chat briefly about the recently passed 3-year anniversary of Lather Talk. The first episode aired back on December 4th, 2019. We didn't know what the heck we were doing, but here we are 3 years later, still having fun, still talking about wet shaving. Last but not least, today's episode features a listener spotlight of Sloppybadger. Some of you guys might know him from Instagram. He recently launched a new Instagram live show called Shave Holes. Funny, great name, with a couple of other folks in the Instagram wet shaving community. This listener spotlight was recorded back in the summer, I want to say, so it's a little bit late, but it's the last one I have in my queue of listener spotlights, and I can't wait to share that with you. Now, just a note that these listener spotlights are a perk of being a part of the Lather Talk Patreon. I'll keep this plug short, but if you head over to patreon.com/lathertalk, you can help financially support this show and the Latherhog channel. And besides the perk of appearing on a listener spotlight, you also get some behind the scenes looks and early access to bonus footage. All right, guys, that's it for the intro. I hope you enjoy the episode, and I'll catch you in just a little bit.
Why not?
Yeah. So as we mentioned before, though, this is leading up to Thanksgiving. So for everyone who is celebrating the holiday, we hope that you have or you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Gerard, what are your Thanksgiving plans for this year?
Yeah, no travel. Gonna stay in town. Probably go to my parents. Well, yeah, we are going to my parents. Gonna cook over there and whatnot. My in-laws don't. They're also close, which is nice, but they're empty nesters, right? Like all the kids are out, so they're like, nah, we're just gonna go somewhere else. We're like, all right.
Oh, now most of. Sorry, keep going.
Oh yeah, like if I think they said like, yeah, you're more than welcome to come, and I'm like, I'll be like full by like 1:00, and then I won't have any room for like actual dinner.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna ask you about food wise anyway. Just like what is the like, is it like a combination of like American Thanksgiving food, Filipino food, and other? Or please describe what the spread looks like.
So this year it'll probably be. It's always both. Like the past few years, I've been basically in charge of the turkey and stuff like that. And so,
you're in charge of the turkey.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Like I said, you talk about how shaving is therapeutic. Well, cooking is also therapeutic for me.
Sure. I've seen you in action when you came to visit.
Yeah,
certainly.
And it's also kind of like I just don't like, too many cooks in the kitchen is one of those things. So like, not a lot of people want to be in the kitchen. So it's like nice because like no one's like talking to me. Like,
they stay out of
It's like if you're the one, like if you're barbecuing, if you're just outside with the barbecue, then no one's gonna bother you. You can just chill there.
What is your method of preparing the bird, or at least for this year?
I think for the past couple of years or a few years actually, because I will cut out the backbone of the turkey. Which is referred to as spatchcocking, and then so you can kind of
giggity.
Yes, yeah, cock. So you can flatten the bird you know, because the bird is usually kind of like a football-esque in its normal shape, right? You know, with the legs and the wings out in its places. But if you cut out the backbone, flatten it, it allows for faster cooking time and stuff like that. But also, I'm going to like I tend to take apart I break apart the bird before cooking.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Got it.
because it cooks so
Just
much faster.
well, and
So
then you
much
can keep
faster.
your dark meat. You know, dark meat needs a little longer, and then you don't want to overdo the turkey breast, right? So you can
Yeah,
at least
but like I said,
do it up.
I mean, I have a meat thermometer, you know,
Yeah,
and so it's
takes the guesswork out.
it's so it's so much easier, it's so much faster. So yeah, like a turkey's done like hour 15, hour 30
Yeah,
tops,
yeah.
you know,
Nice, nice.
and it's really easy. And then yeah, like so I take like the backbone and then all of like the giblets and all of the like the innards, and then I'll make a stock from that. I'll probably be doing that early. I do all that stuff early. So
Before the day
correct.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
that makes sense.
and then for as long as I can remember, I've been a dry brine guy, you know.
I was gonna ask, yeah, what your preparation is. So, okay, dry brine
I'm at,
in the fridge,
yeah, in the
right?
fridge. So dry
That's
brine
usually
in the
how.
fridge.
Yeah,
I think I go like a bit hard on on my dry brine, and so before when I take it out of
yeah.
the brine and stuff like that, I'll rinse off all of that like excess salt and stuff like that because it's just
Okay,
ungodly
okay. So
salty.
you don't leave any of it on. Yeah,
No, and then but then I'll pat dry, and I'll do like you know your typical like sage butter or something like that, sage thyme rosemary butter,
yeah.
whatever. But yeah, very simple, very simplistic with it. Um, I mean, to me though, like yeah, turkey, no matter what, is like kind of like a
Mm.
boring animal. Like it's just I don't know. I feel like it's never gonna like people are like, oh, like you should get the turkey breast perfect. I'm like, I don't even like the turkey. I don't like the white meat anyway. You know, like I'm all about the dark meat, and 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 so
I like both for turkey. I like both. I do enjoy both when done well.
I I really like making the gravy. I like making the turkey stock.
Okay.
I like reducing it down, and I like you know taking all of those drippings, making a roux, and making like just a very very turkey-y
Yeah.
poultry gravy.
Sure.
And
Sure.
and I think that's also part of the Filipino in me. Like like a lot of the Filipino food, it's always like
Hmm.
this like saucy braised element, and we have it with rice, right? And it's usually never dry. It's not like you know and stuff like I don't really have a lot of like it's very rare that you have like a dry item with the rice. So like me, like if I have like
That's true. Yeah.
yeah,
Good.
if I
Good
have
point.
turkey, like I need
Yeah.
something saucy with it, and so I make the gravy that saucy thing, you know, and that might be where the flavor comes anyway. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're right. Even if you dry brine, wet brine, it's still like I personally I've always liked the turkey, and a lot of people don't care for that part. It's all about the carbs, which I totally get. But like, as long as it's not overcooked, right? I really like that flavor. It's more interesting than chicken, but I'm down for a good gravy too. So I just really like the turkey part
yeah,
and all the food parts of Thanksgiving. But
yeah. But like as far as the Filipino dishes go, um, it'll usually be in the desserts. We're not like you know like I love oh see now here maybe here's the how do you pronounce
yeah,
pecan?
oh, what do I usually say? I think I usually say pecan.
Yeah, that's what I do. It's not.
I I, I don't have strong
I'll,
feelings. If
I'll,
you say pecan though, like that's
if our
fine. But
Southerners are you know that listen to us are going to be like a pecan pie, and I probably if I probably had Thanksgiving in the South, I would probably like pronounce it the you know
insist on
that way.
pecan. Okay.
Um, but yeah, between I like that. I mean, like I like pumpkin pie. I'm not into pumpkin spice lattes. Not at all.
Yes, I'm with you there.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's just it's not for me. And that's all. That's
okay.
that's all your neck of the woods. You guys are the ones that like invented all that nonsense.
I don't know, man. I think PSLs are beyond the Northeast now. It's just.
Oh no! But I mean, like, it started
like
there. I'm saying, yeah, no, it's.
Oh,
they're
yes,
terrible here.
We do have.
It's awful here.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to blame. We are to blame for that.
So, but yeah, like
Okay.
it always depends. Yeah, like just Filipino culture. It's one of the better. It's one of the favorite holidays because like our culture is like it's centered around food in general. So anytime there's a holiday on top of it being centered around food, like it's on,
It's game time.
So and I don't know if we're going to be recording like for Christmas or anything like that, but yeah, that's like one of like the Filipino traditions like that we also do. It's called Noche Buena, translates to like good evening or good night, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically like you have dinner. It's like eating like hobbits. It's like dinner, then you have second dinner, then you have midnight snack, because I tell people all the time, like,
this is
Christmas Eve. Correct.
Yeah, going into okay.
Like the only time you'll see Filipinos early is for Christmas. It's because that's the only time they want to like open up presents early, right? And so and that's what we will do. We'll like literally like we'll have dinner like at 5 o'clock, kind of chill, veg out. Maybe we go to like depending on like who the family, if they go to church or not, and stuff like that. But then
right
like it'll be like, oh, it's 11:30, it's time for second dinner, and stuff like that. And then at midnight, like everyone's like opening their gifts like the moment it cracks midnight. Merry Christmas, open your gifts. And then everyone like passes out on Christmas Day. Everyone like wakes up like at
oh gosh,
like 11 like 11 12 1, who knows.
Is drinking involved too with the meal?
Very much so. Yeah.
If you drink, then yes.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Well, we can definitely revisit that. I think it's fun to. I mean, sorry, about like other like Christmas or holiday time traditions, but that's pretty awesome. I didn't know that.
It's
that.
Yeah, and it's almost like the season of eating, like between Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. It's like this like slow binge of just like all of this food. It's and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, like I've been good all year, and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, you're not going into the next year. You're not gonna go in as a twig. Like you're gonna go in like being stuffed like an animal.
Right. Awesome. I actually, just last year, first time I've made the turkey a few times because we've usually either had a small gathering here, or I think it's just immediate, like just my immediate household last year. But before we like to host and kind of practice hospitality. But I spatchcocked the turkey for the first time too, and I really like that. It was a I think I bought the turkey from Whole Foods, so it's already brined. So that part was taken care of. I would dry brine too if I were to do it. Like wanted to go from scratch, but spatchcocking, totally, that's the way to go. I did everything the morning of, so like that's a great idea. Next time I have to do it, to prep it night before, dry brine it, and make the gravy, because then that's like with that takes time to boil. Like you said, make the stock and all that.
Yeah. So like right now, like it's Sunday as we record this. Like my turkey's already thawing. Like
it would have. Yeah, it'd have to.
I'm and it's not like I said, like it's not like going to be like a big group of us. I think it's like a 11-pound bird, so it's not it's gonna.
Well, on top of all the other all the many other dishes.
Oh, so I'm only doing the turkey, the gravy, and the stuffing.
But are other folks?
Yeah,
I mean,
like
bringing...
my parents are going to do some stuff. My brothers are going to do some stuff.
Yeah.
So
hold on, Taryn, you're making a lot of noise.
I could.
Good lord.
I could.
Good lord.
I couldn't hear it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, Gerard said he couldn't hear you, but no, there's like fucking like plates and things like clashing. I'm like, what are you doing? I don't. Well, you're like banging on the counter.
It's not making its way to the microphone. So
okay, you're not making your way to the microphone. You're just no. Even it's like just that. Did you hear that?
Like very, very mildly.
Very faintly. Okay, that's fine. It sounded really loud because like, through the headphone, even like through the headphones.
I mean, you're right there. So
also, I'm right there. Yeah. Your description though of both Thanksgiving and Christmas, I think, is very much so where I would say I'm okay making the blanket statement that Taiwanese folks love their food as well. So, and I can definitely speak for my family and my extended family that Thanksgiving's been always great in that like just a lot of food turns up. So there's the American Thanksgiving stuff, turkey, cranberry sauce, stuffing, mashed potatoes, whatever. Taiwanese dishes like the Taiwanese fried popcorn chicken, or pork chops.
No popcorn turkey.
No popcorn turkey. No, that would. Is that worth trying? Maybe one year. And then, well, some Taiwanese dishes that show up are like the glutinous rice, the sticky rice that has like shiitake, maybe some pork and some other stuff. So that itself could be the stuffing. I think some people do make that into the stuffing, but no, there's both.
So
we also really like stovetop stuffing.
So
yeah. Sorry.
A couple of years ago, like I think I saw a video on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it was Bon Appetit, but it was what they did after. But I started doing this also before, and I think I'm probably going to do it. They do stuffing fried rice.
Oh,
and it's awesome. It's so awesome. You just like literally just get some day-old fried rice, and then put an egg, put some green onions, maybe a little bit of like sesame oil, and put that stuffing in there. Oh, and then with like chili crisp.
Sure.
Oh, chili crisp on the side. Oh, dude. Oh, it's a game changer. Like for any 100%. If you have leftovers and specifically stuffing, you need to make stuffing. Like I'm gonna tell everyone right now, make stuffing fried rice. It's incredible.
So are you saying the actual bready stuffing is in place of
no,
rice?
It's in addition. It is
in addition. Okay, but so it still has the rice.
It's the rice and
all the flavors of the stuffing.
Because a lot of times, like especially if you do it with the leftovers, you're not going to have like an incredible amount of it, right? So you're like, what do I do? What do I do with this like little bit of stuffing that I have left?
I see.
And instead, like maybe some people will like some people, I don't know, like. Yeah, it's the quote unquote the meat substitute. So some people will do like chicken fried rice, beef fried rice, pork fried rice, but you just do stuffing fried rice. Stuffing fried rice. Oh.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mention. So we actually are traveling for Thanksgiving this year. That part I'm not. The drive is always rough.
New York.
Yeah, so we'll go to New York on Thursday, Thanksgiving morning, like early in the morning, because I've made the drive Wednesday, even like mid-afternoon.
No.
Like it's bad.
This
is normally a 4.5 hour drive, Boston to New York. It's like 1 year, I think it took 7-8 hours.
So I'm going to tell you.
It's
so.
Well, in my younger days, you did it to see family.
No. I'm going to tell you right now. It's the stupid thing to do. Okay. The equivalent here in Southern California is driving to Las Vegas. Okay.
Oh. You mean distance wise, or
just in like it's the thing that's people closest. Like if people are going to drive somewhere, do a little road trip to either visit family or go on vacation somewhere or something like that. Like I can't say for other states, or anything like that. But if you're in Southern California, like the furthest you'll probably drive anywhere is to Las Vegas. maybe like you'll go to Coachella, like, but that's not a crazy amount of people. A lot of people go to Las Vegas. If you leave for Las Vegas on a Friday, like if you left at 5 p.m. on a Friday,
yeah,
you may arrive there at like 11, maybe midnight.
Okay.
If you left at 10 p.m., you could get there by 1 p.m. like 1 a.m.
Oh man.
You could get like 1 or 2 a.m. Like you should just wait. Like people just wait.
So it should be a 4-hour drive.
Yes.
Right?
4 to like if you're in LA, probably 5.
Probably 5. Okay.
But anyone that lives in
it's comparable distance.
Anyone that lives in like if you live in LA, if you live in OC, I'm a little bit more inland. No, just like do not get a hotel for Friday night. Just don't do it. Like there's no point. You're gonna get there like at midnight, unless someone else got there Thursday and already has the place for you. You should just leave Saturday morning, like at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and get there, and you're good. You can chill. You have the whole day to yourself. Screw it. Yeah, like, I'm not doing. That's what I would like.
Yeah.
Like if I knew that I'm like 4 or 5 hours, yeah, I'm not leaving till that day. I will leave, and yeah, you're just like that sounds so bad. Like no, you will be thankful if you left at 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning. You get there at like 6 or 7. You can still nap.
Yeah.
You can get a good nap in. Everyone else is gonna be chilling. And then you just wake up at noon, wake up at 1 or whatever, 1 or 2, and then, do what you need to do.
Yeah, it's tricky because you got to like for holiday, right? You got to be there at a certain time and stuff. And it's not a whole lot of time off either. So we just haven't made the trip because it's like my folks have come up here one year. I think even Taryn's parents flew in a couple years back, but the good thing is like because of all my extended family, cousins, aunts and uncles, and now like cousins like families, their spouses and kids. It's a nice time to see everyone.
I am looking at it right now, right? Well, I know, and I know it's going to be different, like obviously on Thanksgiving, but it's what 10 o'clock 10.
Yep.
So it's 10 p.m. right now over there. Yeah. There is no traffic. You will get there in 3 hours 53 minutes.
Yeah, and then like if you go fast, you could do
like 3.5, 3 and a quarter. Yeah. For me, I could do Vegas in 3 hours, and that's nothing. It is an easy 3 hours.
Yeah. So the drive, not doing it for the drive, and also, it has to be said that I'm also driving with with kids, right? Like so leaving late at night. It's like we did that too, but I think it's just everyone's really groggy, and then I think I feel bad. My folks are really excited to see us, so they'll stay up, but that's way past their preferred bedtime. So leaving later at night could work, but even Wednesday, I'd have to leave like 9 p.m. or something like that.
I would, like you said, I'm leaving like. Realistically, I'm leaving at 5 a.m. 4 or 5 a.m. I want to leave right at sunrise. I don't want to drive in the dark.
Yes, that too. Yeah, totally that too.
Like for me, like Las Vegas, it's nothing. It even at night, easy drive.
Okay.
But like I can't imagine East Coast, Boston, possibly. Like, is it snowing right now?
No, there's.
Not yet.
No, it's not snowing yet, but just like there's patches in that drive where even there's a major highway, it's dark, and then I don't know.
I've driven on those streets. Those streets are garbage over there.
I just get tired. Yeah, you've driven to like Connecticut. And
City
stuff,
makes no sense.
But yeah, so it's gonna be a big family gathering. I don't even know how many people. So hopefully everyone is in good health, comes back in good health, and it'll be nice. I think it'll be nice. It's definitely another step towards normalcy since my folks love to host as well. So that's the Thanksgiving plan.
Nice. I know that you have this set as like the 3-year anniversary, which is weird.
Oh, I just want to mention. Yeah, so
weird.
As George's mentioning our show notes. So yeah, 3 years of this podcast. The anniversary is coming up on December 4th, and I think I always miss it. And just by luck, I think you bring it up, and I'm like, really? It hasn't been that long. So I got ahead of it, and yeah, it's 3 years old. Does it feel that long?
Yes and no. It's weird because when we started recording, Julian didn't exist yet.
Yeah.
Right? So
that's right.
So the fact that, it was like I was barely married, like and stuff like that. It's like I knew that. Like,
what year? Yeah, what year?
19.
Did you guys get married again?
2019.
Oh, it was 2019.
Yeah.
Okay.
In February.
Okay.
And then we started the podcast in,
oh man,
we connected like in October.
Yes.
And then you pitched the idea to me to do the podcast, and then just like the first episode was in December.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like, I was a newlywed, and then newly found out that I was going to become Papa G, and that was it. And then 2020 happened, and like here we are. Like it's like, oh, the past 2 years have been just like, oh Jesus,
It's it all blurs together, and we've taken breaks, and we used to go by a season system until I realized that's silly because it's not hard and fast, and that's fine. I'll say shout out to listeners who I think I used to say we try to do 2 episodes a month. That has not been true really ever. I think we average 3 episodes per 2 months.
One every 6 weeks.
One every 6. Yeah, that's a better way to.
I mean, we were pretty.
No,
the thing is, like early on.
No, not 6 weeks. Yeah.
The thing is, early on, we were okay and going back to back to back, but then we just realized this is like work. It's like exhausting, because it just meant that I'm just like. So none of our Sunday nights, we're available
are free
or stuff like that, and it's like, oh, I want to go on something with my family. Well, you're recording a shaving podcast. Sorry, I'm like, and then we're both just like, if it happens, it happens.
We also have a listener spotlight with Sloppybadger for you guys to listen to, so we can kick that over to it right now. Hey guys, welcome back to another segment of Listener's Spotlight here on Lather Talk. Today I am joined by one of our beloved patrons. He is an active member of the Lather Talk Discord and listener of the show. I have for you Mr. Sloppybadger. John, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's a huge honor, and I cannot wait to take over the show because my name is John, and we both wear glasses. No one will know. No one will know. So I'm very excited to be here.
John, I like that you're picking up on, there's a running joke. Actually, this is not the first time I've spoken to Mr. Sloppybadger here, as he actually joined and was a wonderful guest on a random Instagram live that I did a few days ago based on the time of the recording. And yeah, it was actually a really fun night where we were just kind of having different members of the audience onto the show, and you jumped in, you tackled the question, but then later on you were helping me triage and get comments in the chat, and I mean, this is no joke, you did a wonderful job. So I had such a great time, so thanks again for your help there.
I did have to apologize to Caleb for questioning his manhood multiple times, and I did that formally on Instagram. And I do wholeheartedly apologize, Caleb. You're a man without buying Ishtar. I'm sorry, mostly.
Yes. Yeah, we're joined by Caleb from Aylesworth Razors, as well as Matt Fox, another Lather Talk patron and listener. So anyway, that's kind of, I think we're kind of just picking up from there. In case just certain rapport that we have. But the listeners want to know more about the fellow listeners. So let's start off with John. How long have you been wet shaving, and how did you get into wet shaving?
So I knew I was taught as a kid, which sounds weird to use a straight razor. It was a thing my grandfather did. Not that I needed to use it. It was just one of those, I got to pass it on to you. And probably 2005, maybe six, I found a straight razor. He had passed years before then. I found the straight razor, tired beyond all belief, like everyone else, of the price of cartridges and how bad they were. And I mean, they just, it was terrible. So I decided to pick it up again. So I did that for a really long time, but I wouldn't say I was a hobbyist because I didn't know it existed. I was using canned goo and sometimes Williams. I would find that or whatever they had at the grocery store, and I would use that for lather. So I did that for a really long time, like 15, 16 years before I found the hobby.
All right, so you make the distinction between, getting into wet shaving versus being a hobbyist. So when did your hobbyist journey start?
So that, I was getting really kind of worried about using the razor long term because it's, an heirloom, and started looking around. I probably creeped around on the internet, finding the hobby and looking into rooms and, just shaking my head and, laughably later on, total disgust at what hobbyist shavers were into and how much stuff they had. Oh, how ridiculous that seemed at the time. Before I hopped in, but I was really just kind of gathering the information. I thought, okay, I'll come in, I'll get the information. That's it. That's, I'll see what's going on with it. I knew about the different kinds of razors, when you're talking about straight or DE razors and twist top and all that. But I wasn't thinking about it. But what I was looking for was a new razor. And I ended up buying a Dovo, just their base straight that I still use a little bit today. And that's kind of where I found it. I ended up just kind of sticking around, just, for information. I'm never going to get into it. It's never going to happen. I'm just sticking around for information. And of course, that's not what happened at all. I'll just join this one forum. Yeah, that's it. Maybe I'll start an Instagram page, and just go down the terrible, terrible rabbit hole.
And just curious, what was your first double-edge razor?
So I laughed at them at first. I was like, geez, there's no way it's going to be better in a straight razor. And I really researched, and I ended up the Rockwell 6S is the first thing that I got. So, and that's not usual. A lot of people are like a Parker, or a 34C, or whatever. But I went, well, I spent $100 on the Dovo. Why wouldn't I, spend $100 on the Rockwell? And everyone had given it, real high praise. Probably at the time, I imagine I'd seen one of your videos talking about it, and you may have had some, tiny part in that. I'm not paying you, but you may have had some tiny part in that. So that's the one I got, and I still, like you, I've been super happy with it. I don't use it as often, but I mean, it gives great shaves.
That's a great first safety razor, a double-edge safety razor to start with. Which like if you do use it, which plate do you typically favor?
4.
Solid, right? Like right in the middle there, like a hair more aggressive, but yeah.
I mean, there are times like if I go a couple days without shaving. Yeah, I'd put the 6 plate on there and go for it. It's pretty mild overall. Even on the 6, it's not like it's not hyper aggressive. That's for sure. So
right. Awesome. Well, yeah, that's definitely you hit the jackpot there. I do worry.
I
Like my only worry about recommending that one, and listeners, Rockwell is not a sponsor of the show, but again, we're totally open to it. I do love the razor. Don't enjoy the Rockwell blades though. Just to keep it real, I do not enjoy the Rockwell blades, but the razor, excellent. I lost my train of thought.
And I watched you do it. It was great.
Where was I going with?
Rockwell's not a sponsor, but
I lost it. Yeah, but what was I going to say before that?
As a first razor, you wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you again.
That's why I'm taking over the show.
Getting back on track.
This is the exact reason.
Just swap one.
Lather
one
talk
John
will
for
be
another.
mine.
Well, it would be in good hands. It would be in good hands. But anyway, what I was trying to say was, with all the different plate options, I can imagine that razor being kind of intimidating. And they have the Rockwell 2C, which I thought was kind of a smart way. And I forget which are like the two options. Is it like the 3 and the
1 and 3?
I don't know the pairings. 1 and 3. Okay.
Yeah, 1 and 3.
But either way, to kind of you kind of need like blinders on, and that could be just a matter of like, oh, I want this razor, that razor, and like you list 5 different razors. But really, in the beginning, right, it's like you should stick with something and get to really get your technique down and get to know it. So
sure,
that's my only reservation with like a sick. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I agree. Sorry, because when I got it, I was like, okay, I'm going to use a 6 on the down, and then when I'm going side to side, I'm going to do a 4, and then when you're doing it, you're like, oh, this is so much work. This is way too much work, and I just settled on 4, and it's it shaved very well ever since.
Totally. Well, let's segue into kind of the meat and potatoes of the segment, and that is, what is your desert island shave? So, John, what are you bringing? What shaving gear are you bringing with you if you were stuck on a desert island for the rest of eternity?
Well, that's probably not going to happen. And if I was, I thought about this. I'm not shaving. That's it. I'm on a desert island. Who am I impressing? Are there native girls here? Is it just, some monkeys throwing bananas at me? What do I care what I look like? So I thought of it like Bilu. And I actually have it written down. So for a brush, absolutely synthetic. Because it's gotta last. And I'd be worried about a badger. The razor, so I looked it up. To make sparks for a fire, I'm better off with stainless steel than titanium. So Bilu may have been wrong on that one, bud. So I'm bringing the carbon stainless steel, and then unscented, because it's a desert island, and the monkeys throwing bananas at me, don't care. Oh, the banana soap. That's what I'd bring. If it had trees, I'd bring the banana soap. It'd be chiseled face, banana, whatever it is.
Okay. I do want to give a quick plug, though. So John's over on Instagram at Sloppybadger, and actually takes wonderful photos and has very thoughtful write-ups, cheeky, entertaining, but also informative. So definitely check that out. Quick plug for you before I forget. Any post shave product, or throwing care to the wind?
I'm going to have to go with, I don't care what it feels like, but the 30 SPF. That's why I'm using post-shave. I like that idea.
Oh, you're going with the survival. Yeah.
To piggyback off it, I looked it up. And the worst thing that you could shave with is seawater. So you guys have talked about it. What if I had to use seawater? So don't shave. Because you'll definitely get an infection. You're definitely going to get everything that's in the ocean, and that'd be terrible. So no water, no fresh water, no shave.
Okay. Good to know, man. I'm glad. I'm glad this is almost like a part 2 follow up to One Past Ben's
I just wanted to one up one past Ben. That was my whole. That's the only reason I came on, just to one up him. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Great. I do like this competitive spirit. So we'll have to see if future listener spotlights will carry on that trend.
Oh, please, someone show me up. It'd be easy. Have a good time with it.
Okay, well, that is those were some very solid choices, well researched. You came to play to possibly defeat our friend Ben. So good showing there. Good showing. I feel like, John, you do try a lot of different shave gear, and a lot of times, we'll ask each other about scent impressions and whatnot. So I guess since you've been down the rabbit hole and just, I don't know, as you've had exposure to a lot of different scents and performance and all of that, can you say, like, are there any interesting discoveries, whether like, oh, you really came to love this artisan, to discover a certain artisan, discover a certain scent or note, like anything like that happened this past year for you?
I mean the releases that have come out have, a good portion of them are just, fantastic. I don't know if anyone's really gone off the, the beaten path. I'm not saying it's the same old stuff, but people are constantly improving. A lot of them are just in one wheelhouse or another. Oh, it's a very, sandalwood or tobacco or citrus forward. I've got everyone talks about the wheelhouse. Mine is, I don't like barbershop, and that's it. I'll pretty much deal with anything else.
Interesting.
Except for barnyard.
Okay.
So past realistic oud, and I'm not like Seville, and I have a hard time calling that a barbershop, I guess, but that's about as close to a barbershop that I like. But the citrus, the darks, the earthy, woody, bright, I'm good with all of it. So there's just, everyone's coming out with really, really, really good stuff, and it's tough to slow down on buying because most of it's just fantastic.
Totally agree. That's funny that barbershop is the category that you doesn't just work. I would say Seville, though, since you mentioned it, it's kind of like, it's the barbershop for folks who don't like barbershop scents. Yeah, because it's it's doing, it's barely there, and it's got that like citrus note to kind of like bring it around.
Yeah, it's still got a little bit of the powdery and the a little bit of the barbershop, but the citrus does, I think, pull it out of the well. So little Timmy doesn't have to stay in the well anymore. But those are the only things that. Sorry, Timmy. Those are the only things that I really am not fond of. And barbershops, if you forced me to use one, I'd use it, but probably not the heavy ouds. I'm just not the barnyard stuff.
Okay. So Namka, not a Namka fan from Luther?
We've already, so we talked about this on the live, and I will reiterate. Oh my God, Johnny! I love everything, and it with Namka. Unfortunately, it was like 3 or 4 shaves in, and it just didn't agree with me anymore. And it was me. We're not breaking up. It's all me. It's not you. It just doesn't. But everything else, I mean, I can't. And I have most of his other soaps, and his base is, unbelievable and off the charts, and all his other scents just really, I think he's just done so well on that. Namka just did me in, I guess. So I'm gonna give it to.
It's okay.
I'm gonna give it to. Oh, who is it? Oh, Jesus of Vegans. He lives sort of close to me, and I'll probably head out that way and just drop it off because he loves it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He's in North Carolina as well. Oh, it'll go to a good home.
Yeah, well, we know he loves it, so.
Yeah. That we do. Well, that was the main part. So you kind of just nailed it. Very, very short and concise. Was there anything that you want to tackle?
Oh,
Or
sure. I have some questions for you on the show today. If you're
oh, do you? Okay.
it. Yeah, I've got one you're not going to
I'm up for it. Yeah.
Where do you think where do you see Lather Talk in the next couple years? Do you think there'll be any major changes, or what do you foresee?
I guess like what I foresee, what I hope is we're kind of dabbling with it now is the inclusion of live shows. So it's possible by the time that this airs, we'll have done it because it's in the works. I might just be able to talk about it, I guess. Like I think whether this happens or not, we'll revisit it. But to have it on YouTube and broadcast the episode live, so and to give everyone a heads up to come, and it's kind of doing what many there's a lot of Instagram live shows that are popular right now, and it's from our firsthand use, it's so easy to bring people on, and that's possible with YouTube. But I think there's a lot more available for those who are familiar with like Twitch and just other hobbies and topics that do streaming. You could do a whole. I mean, it's basically like a late night talk show kind of thing. You can even do like funny sound effects and whatnot. So I kind of want to. I want to give that a try. I think that would work really well with Lather Talk. I think we have. We're 3 seasons in, 3 years in. I think we've built up an audience. I think the Wet Shaven community would be up for it, and in a way where even if someone can drop by for a segment, like late night talk shows and plug something, talk a little bit about something, whether it's like an artisan or something, and then pop out, and then someone from the community can pop in, another content creator or something like that. I would love to see, and I think it's very obtainable, and we're gonna try that firsthand. So hopefully,
so you're looking at software being a primary, and then maybe potentially a different or bigger audience with YouTube as opposed to Instagram.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's been tricky, a little bit peek behind the curtain in that I got into this for the audio side of things and wanting really good audio and working on that. But at the same time, since Gerard and I are in different on different coasts and different time zones, we needed to use like conferencing software to get it done. So it was recording the video anyway on top of the audio. So I just kind of put it out there. And once you offer video, it's hard to put it back. It's like you can't.
Oh, you had, I think, one or two
I
episodes, and then everyone just
I tried.
Boo.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo. Yeah. And there was an audience on YouTube as well, right? So you can't really alienate that segment, but at the same time, it's kind of been put on hold as I'm figuring like the editing and, like you mentioned, trying different software. It's there. The technology is there. It's just kind of getting all my stuff together in the background, getting Gerard on board, and even some extra planning and such. So that's not like years down the line. That's in the very this, I would say, this coming months / year. So that's what I hope, and the ultimate that goal is to just bring in more listeners / viewers, get the word out there. I think some people still, podcasts aren't for everyone, and I understand that. I personally love the medium, as I'm just, whether you're driving for a commute, driving and running errands, or just doing stuff around the house like laundry. I love like listening to podcasts. I don't love doing or folding laundry, but like,
it does help. It does help with it.
I do. It does help. It does help. And I will say, as a modern man, I do my part in this house. I do a lot of the cooking as well. So I don't leave it all for the wife. But yeah, sorry for the very long, drawn out answer, but it's something I'm very excited about. And
I'm going to cut most of it in editing anyway. Yeah. I'll put whatever I want on there. That's all I had for you today on my show.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, great questions. Great questions.
Thank you. I did a lot of research.
All right. Before this gets like totally off the rails, as much fun as we're having, I think we'll put a pin in it for this listener spotlight. So, Sloppybadger, thank you so much for coming on. Always a pleasure to talk with you. My stomach is hurting from all the laughing.
Well, thank you for having me. It really was fun.
We really appreciate your support. And so, guys, remember, I gave a plug earlier, but check out John's Instagram, Sloppybadger, at Sloppybadger. It's very straightforward. Yeah. So we'll catch you later.
All right. Have a good one.